we were thinking about what qualifications do you need as a fan to be able to call a team us or we when referring to that team?
No,
So for Vandy, I say us and we for Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, my Titans probably too.
I mean, I have a whole system in place, and I'll call people out on it. Because I have friends I got a friend, but he's a big Lakers fan. He's like, yeah, I think we're going to take it this year. And that drives me crazy.
Yeah. Johnny W.
Yeah, Johnny W is
He's
the guy. For me, I think if you went to that school, then by all means, you can always call it we. So for you, Notre Dame, Vol State.
Yeah.
You can always
we.
Always
you went
we.
to Notre Dame? You graduated from Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Really? Really? You could have went to Vol State and you'd be in the same position.
You're right. I could have gone to Vol State.
So if you go to the school...
But you didn't.
Yeah.
They got serial killers there.
Yeah, that is true. We're a little more rough around the edges of Vol State.
Regis just died. Shout out to Regis.
Yeah.
He's a big Notre Dame guy. Anyway.
Yeah, Regis is amazing. Mm-hmm. Dude was on TV. You could say, almost as much as his regular life.
He had the world record for most minutes on television.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it even close?
I don't know.
It was like 20,000 hours or something?
Yeah, a ridiculous amount of time that guy's been on TV.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway.
If you live in that town,
okay,
you can call it we. Or if it's a state school or a state team like the Titans, if you live in that state, I feel like you can call it we.
Okay, so Nate can say we for Vandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
So, okay.
These are the Brian Bates rules. But
Yeah.
the Braves, no. I don't even think Memphis Grizzlies.
Even if you're a Braves fan your whole life. I think if you're a fan your whole life, if you're a diehard fan and you love them, I think you can no matter where you live. I mean, we didn't have a football team. So before the Titans, Ryan Malone, the guy who grew up, he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
No.
And so he would do it. He would he could say we. I do get it. I don't ever care about it that much. I just want you to be a fan of the team.
Ryan played for the Steelers, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan Malone?
Yeah. Did he?
No.
Bellevue Steelers?
No.
Oh, I thought that's why he was a fan.
No, I was a Redskins fan because I played for the Donaldson Warriors and we had Redskins helmet.
Oh, I thought he played for a team that were the Steelers.
Or Washington football
All right,
helmet.
my bad.
Yeah.
But I think if you're a big fan and you love the team, my problem with I don't like when people are like kind of like loose fans. And I remember like Vandy lost out and like when they lost to MTSU one year, that someone like does not care about MTSU, but they went to MTSU and then they called we beat you, and you're like, hey, my whole life is this Vandy team, so maybe. You don't know who the coach is at MTSU. You've never been to a game, even though you went there. Like, maybe back off. Like, this is my whole world is Vanderbilt sports or Titan, now Titans. And so I think that's when you can say we. I feel like I say it more with Vandy than I do with the Titans.
Yeah.
I think the Titans, I don't know why.
Well, I feel better. In college sports, there's something other than the team that you can align yourself with, right? There's an institution that the team is a part of. Mm-hmm. It's like an NFL team, it's just the team.
Yeah.
I don't feel a part of the Tennessee Titans the way that I would a university that's nearby. You know what I mean? It's like there's a whole...
Even if you didn't go to that university?
I don't know. I would never say... Like, I grew up a big Alabama fan. I don't know if I ever said we or us.
Yeah.
But I would be more likely to say that about Alabama than the Falcons.
Yeah. But if someone it's like if someone's like, how's Alabama going to do this year? Like, we're going to be, I think, pretty good. Like, you say it like that. Like, some of it, too, is just the way you talk. Like, it's not, you just say something the way it is. I don't think it's like you're making some crazy big statement. But I mean, the guy that went and knocked that tree or like poisoned the tree at Auburn.
Harvey Updike?
Yeah.
I love that.
That guy can say we.
I would say he's earned it, dude.
He's earned the
But he
we.
lived in Alabama, and he was an Alabama fan.
Dadeville.
Yeah.
It's from Dadeville, Alabama.
And then if you don't know, there's a big famous tree in Auburn that they roll the toilet paper
Toomer's
on.
Corner.
Yeah, Toomer's Corner. I saw it after it was poisoned. but it was still there, and they were like, "It's got 2 years left. Like it doesn't die."
Yeah.
It's a long game for that guy. And that guy couldn't wait. He told her immediately.
He could have told him way later. Yeah.
Oh, he had 2 years. 2 years before it like goes away, and he called the local sports show.
Feinbaum. He called. Yeah.
Oh, Feinbaum.
It was
not local. But yeah.
It was because they put a Scam Newton jersey on a statue of Papa Bryant. So it was retaliation. He had to let him know right away. Like, I didn't just let this sit. Like, I acted immediately.
What drives me crazy is when someone says "we" when the team starts doing well, and then as soon as they start struggling, it's "they."
Well, as two Predators fans, did that annoy you when the Predators were good? All of a sudden, the town seemed to embrace them.
I'm a little different with that because I think hockey's still so new. I am a Predators fan, but it's not like it's football, so it's not the same thing. So I do want the town to embrace it. I do like when the town gets behind the team. I understand why they do that. I went to the Stanley Cup Finals when it was here. I mean, how crazy is it during those final runs? I got very annoyed that they just kind of like ESPN. I was livid. ESPN would not. They kept being like, "Is Nashville even a hockey town?"
Yeah.
And dude, it was cheaper to fly to Pittsburgh and buy a ticket and a hotel than it was to stay home and buy a ticket in Nashville. So you're like,
wow.
What point do you like?
Yeah, what do we have to do?
Broadway's shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 50,000 people or 100,000 people out on the streets watching this. Yeah, dude, we are fans.
Yeah.
So but yeah, with hockey. I mean, it's like, there's guys that are way into hockey, but like I'm way more into football. But with the Predators, I don't know if I've ever said we. Vanderbilt, I do feel now a very close tie with. I mean, how much I've know a lot of the coaches, I know stuff. So Vanderbilt's the most.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've always been the most thing that I love the most because we didn't have this stuff. And then and then the Titans came but when the Titans were bad for a long time, I watched them all, but you're able to get maybe a little distant from it. Where Vanderbilt, it's like I'm just sitting in that stadium. We got 4 wins, there's 100 people there.
Yeah.
And I'm just there, like
Brian, can I ask you, is there a time when you should stop saying "we" about your high school team? You're too old to do that anymore?
No, you can always do that.
If you're in that town, I think if you stay in that town, I think if you're a small town,
okay.
Like my high school is in Donaldson, but we're a suburb of Nashville, so it's just it would be different to say we. But if it's Friday Night Lights, if you're in
that's true. Yeah, if you're okay.
That's how they South Pittsburgh, where in Nashville or in Tennessee, we used to go play South Pitt. It was just a small town, and I mean you drive through the
South Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Yeah,
I did a diner there. It was all about the high school team. Okay, if you live in a town like that, I get it.
Yeah,
I would feel weird talking about my high school like, oh, we won on Friday night.
Yeah,
I mean, like you still holding on to that, dude?
Not me.
You still wear your Letterman's jacket around?
If you said we won, if you just said we won. And someone was like, "Can you guess what sport?" I don't know if they would ever even get to your. It's like, "Oh, your high school football team." Like they would never even. If you go, "Hey, we won the other day," can you guess the sport I'm talking about? They would. I think they would give up and then go, "What are you talking about?" You're like, "High school football team," and they'd be like, "Oh."
I don't think they think sports right away. I think
yeah,
is there an election?
Yeah, the election and then go down.